Welcome back. Today's deep dive takes us straight into the Book of Nephi.
Oh, yeah.
You sent over excerpts about Nephi's quest to get his hands on some seriously important engraved plates.
Okay.
Let's just say his story is anything but a Sunday stroll.
Yeah, you're definitely in for a wild ride.
Really?
This isn't just some ancient treasure hunt.
Oh.
It digs into the really knotty problems people have faced for ages. Faith, family ties, what you're supposed to do, and even if there's ever a good reason to do something, normally considered off limits.
Okay, so to really grasp what's going on, we need to set the stage.
Okay.
Picture this. Nephi and his family are hightailing it out of Jerusalem.
Right, trying to escape.
But they can't just pack up and go.
No.
They need something vital for their journey. These engraved plates.
Yeah, right.
They hold their sacred law, their history, everything.
It's almost impossible to overstate how important these plates are to them.
Wow.
Imagine all your family's history, the beliefs you hold dear, everything that defines your past and your future, all condensed into one artifact.
Oh, wow.
That's the weight these plates carry.
And of course, there's a catch.
Always.
These plates. They're held by a guy named Laban.
Right.
Not exactly known for being generous.
Not at all. This is where Nephi's dedication comes into sharp focus.
Okay.
His brothers.
Yeah.
Understandably, they're terrified of going back to Jerusalem.
Oh, yeah.
It's a death trap.
Right.
But Nephi feels this overwhelming sense of responsibility.
Okay.
Almost like a divine calling to get those plates no matter what.
It's like a mission impossible, but with much higher stakes.
Exactly. He's risking it all.
Yeah.
And this is where the story takes its first dramatic turn.
Driven by this sense of duty, Nephi takes a massive gamble. He sneaks back into the city under the cover of darkness.
Okay.
And you won't believe what happens next.
What happens?
He finds Laban passed out.
No way.
Totally drunk.
Oh, man.
It's like,
what a lucky break.
Talk about being in the right place at the right time.
It's like fate intervened, placing this crucial opportunity right in front of him.
Right.
But here's where the story gets really intense.
Okay.
Picture this. Nephi sees Laban's sword.
Oh.
The text even goes out of its way to describe how impressive this sword is.
Right.
And he feels this urge to kill him to end it right there.
I bet. Talk about a fight or flight moment.
Yeah.
So what does he do?
He hesitates.
Right.
He's never killed before.
Right.
You can almost feel his internal struggle, the weight of what he's considering.
Yeah.
He's clearly wrestling with his conscience.
That's where that internal struggle must have been so intense.
Oh, yeah.
It's easy for us to say what we do from the comfort of the present.
Right.
But he's there in that moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And just when it seems like he might be about to back down,
Okay.
a spirit appears.
Oh, wow.
But it doesn't just give him a pep talk.
What?
It urges him to go through with it, claiming it's God's will.
Wow. That's a game changer. So it's not just Nephi's sense of duty. Now there's a divine command in the mix.
Exactly.
Right.
And the spirit doesn't just tell him to do it.
All right.
It lays out justifications.
Oh, really?
It claims Laban was trying to steal from Nephi's family and even wanted Nephi dead.
Really?
It paints this picture where if Nephi doesn't act,
Wow.
his whole family, their entire lineage, their faith, everything is doomed.
Talk about pressure. So it's not just about those plates anymore.
Right.
It's the survival of his entire family and their way of life.
And the future of their faith.
Wow.
It's a lot to lay on someone's shoulders.
I bet.
So caught between his morals and this divine command, Nephi makes a choice.
Okay.
He kills Laban.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
You think that would be the climax of the story,
Right.
but it gets even wilder.
It does.
What does he do next?
He does something that makes sneaking into Jerusalem look like child's play.
What's that?
He disguises himself as Laban.
No way.
Yeah.
He impersonates the man. I don't even know what to say.
It's crazy.
What's the plan there?
It's risky.
Okay.
Incredibly audacious and, let's be honest, a little crazy.
Yeah.
He uses this disguise to get into the treasury, the most secure place imaginable to get his hands on those plates.
And this is where we see that this isn't just some impulsive act.
Right.
He's thought this through.
Absolutely.
Wow.
It takes serious guts and planning to not just commit such an act,
Right.
but then to put on the face of the very person he just killed.
Right.
It really speaks to just how desperate he was to fulfill what he saw as his duty.
And remember Laban's servant, Zoram?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Zoram.
What happens to him?
Well, get this. Nephi manages to convince Zoram to escape with him and the plates.
Hold on. How does that even happen?
I know, right?
What does he say to convince him to just drop everything?
It's not just words.
What is it?
He swears a solemn oath to Zoram.
Oh.
A promise of freedom and safety if he comes along.
So now we have an oath made under duress. The power dynamics at play.
Yes.
And this incredible escape. This is really making me think about the lengths people go to for their beliefs.
And the weight of leadership.
Right.
Nephi's not just responsible for himself anymore.
Right.
He's responsible for Zoram's well-being, too.
That's true.
That's a heavy burden to carry.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So they get away with the plates, right?
Yeah.
They actually pull it off.
They do.
Wow.
They escape into the wilderness, plates in tow.
No kidding.
But this daring escape leaves us with a lot to unpack, wouldn't you say?
Definitely.
A lot to consider.
The story really makes you question things.
It does.
Was it all justified because of the divine command? It's almost hard to wrap your head around. On the one hand, you have this seemingly clear divine command. On the other, you have Nephi taking some pretty drastic actions.
Yeah.
It really makes you think, if you were standing in Nephi's sandals, facing that impossible choice,
Right.
what would you do? It's the ultimate question, isn't it?
Yeah.
This story doesn't give us easy answers.
Right.
It holds up a mirror to our own sense of right and wrong,
Yeah.
challenging us to examine what we truly believe.
It's like, yeah, there's the whole thou shalt not kill thing.
Right.
But then there's this desperate fight for survival for his family, for his people's entire belief system.
Yeah.
How do you even begin to weigh those things against each other?
That's the power of these ancient stories.
Yeah.
They're not about right or wrong answers.
Right.
They grapple with the messy reality of human existence.
Wow.
They force us to ask those tough questions.
Yeah.
Is there ever a situation where breaking a moral code is justified for a greater good?
Right.
Where do we draw the line?
And a divine command ever truly absolve someone of the weight of taking a life? It's easy to say we'd follow a higher power,
Oh, yeah.
but the reality of that decision, of that act, it's heavy stuff.
Absolutely. And that's what makes Nephi's story so fascinating to unpack. It's not some black and white morality tale.
Yeah.
It's a story that's as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago.
Right.
It's about the choices we make when faced with the unthinkable, and how those choices, even when we believe they're guided by something bigger than ourselves, stay with us.
They do.
They stick with you.
Yeah, it really makes you consider the weight of those big questions, the ones that don't have simple answers.
Right.
It makes the whole book of Nephi seem that much more fascinating to explore.
Well, if this deep dive into just one part of Nephi's story has you this intrigued,
Right.
imagine what other stories, what other dilemmas and triumphs await within those pages.
Talk about a reading recommendation.
Ah.
Until next time, keep asking those tough questions. And as always, keep diving deep.